Hello and welcome to the Disability Foundation. I am Amy Violet and I created this video to give helpful instruction on the process of requesting a distribution from your trust account with us. Once your trust account has been funded, you may begin to take distributions. To request a distribution, the personal representative will complete the request for distribution form and submit it to the Disability Foundation along with the supporting documents. The supporting documents are very important because we must have receipts or invoices for any funds that are distributed from the trust. There are a few different ways that you can submit the request for distribution form. You can simply click on the requested distribution button on our website. You will then be able to fill out the form electronically and will be prompted to create an e-signature. You will also be given the opportunity to upload your supporting documents such as the receipts or bills for which you are requesting the trust to pay. Another way to submit a request is to print the form from our website, which you will find under the Forms tab. Fill it out, attach the supporting documents, and either mail, email, or fax them to us. You can find our mailing address, my email address, and our fax number at the bottom of the request form. Also, unless you opted out of receiving them by mail, we will also mail a form to you quarterly. If you have questions about what purchases are allowable with your trust account, I recommend you look at our Personal Representative's Handbook. You can find it also under our Forms tab, listed under Publications. If it is your first time completing the request for distribution form, you may have some questions about what information to include in the different sections. At the top of the form, which you should see on the screen right now, it asks for the name, address, and phone number of the fund recipient, and for the name, address, phone number, and email address of the personal representative. For some people, this may be the same person. If you act as your own personal representative, your information would go in both sections. Just below that, the form asks if the trust recipient's public benefits have changed recently. If he or she has had a change in income or benefits, you can briefly describe it here. Otherwise, you can just leave it blank. Just below this question, the form asks the total amount currently in the trust account. If you know this amount, you can answer, or you can simply leave it blank. This section is really for our purposes. When we mail the form out quarterly, we fill in the current trust account balance for your reference. In the middle of the form, you will see 3 columns of lines, and this is really the most important part of the form. The first column asks you to indicate to whom the check should be made payable. You can list several different requests for checks here if you would like, 1 per line. If you have a TrueLink card and are requesting funds be added to your TrueLink card, you simply write TrueLink card on this line. The middle column asks you to write down the purpose of the distribution. So essentially, what will be paid for by the distribution. And the column on the right asks the amount of the check. If you are requesting multiple checks, you will need to fill out each column for each check. After completing this section, you will sign and date the form. And just below the signature line is a section for giving mailing instructions. This is especially important if you would like to request that we mail the check to an address other than the person or entity to whom we are writing the check. An example might be if you wanted us to write a check to your cable company, but wanted us to mail it to you so that you could put it in an envelope along with the payment stub and mail it to them. You would give us any such special instructions in this section. At the very bottom of the form, you will find our mailing address and fax number along with my email address, as I mentioned earlier. You can choose any of these methods to submit the request for distribution along with the supporting documents. I hope this has been helpful, and of course we are available by phone or email if you need clarification or have special or specific questions.